Hi guys, my name is Sam. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I will be talking about what I plan to read in June. First and foremost, I want to address the elephant in the room. Yes, I have not been on BookTube pretty much at all. I don't even know how many months it's been, 2 or 3. But life has been lifing. I have also come into another area of the bookish community, and that has been taking up a lot of my time recently. I am going to talk a little bit more about it in a few minutes. And what I'm talking about will also be linked down below if anyone's interested in joining what I'm talking about. But yeah, I haven't been on BookTube. I haven't been wanting to film specifically the types of videos that I do end up filming. I don't want to edit because editing takes a lot of time, especially when I play a TBR game that I have to film separately from this face to face format. So I have made the executive decision to cut doing my TBR game for now. I will be introducing prompt cards this month. We are mainly going to be focusing on the 2 readathons that I plan on participating in June. And then in July, I will show you guys a little bit more of my thoughts for the prompt cards that I want to do. So, first and foremost, let's talk about book clubs because there are quite a few that I try to participate in every month. Even if I don't get around to the books, I do want to talk about them here so that anybody who's interested can go ahead and follow these creators as well as their book clubs, announcements, live shows, things like that. So let's get into that really quickly. First and foremost, we have the Thrills and Chills Book Club, which is also hosting the readathon that I am currently wearing merchy merch for and will be participating in June. But that is, again, the Thrills and Chills Book Club, and the readathon for the month is Camp Nightmare at Lake Thrills and Chills. All of Dana's information, which is the host, will be linked down below. She has 2 co-hosts for the group book specifically. This is her second year doing the readathon, and I'm super excited and proud of my bestie, especially hello. Like, are you seeing this right now? It's fucking amazing. But anyway, Dana has picked Hunted by Darcy Coates to be the group book for the month of June. The next book club that we have is one that I run over on Facebook. It is technically not a book club group on Facebook, it is just a bookish community group. It is called the Better Books Bureau. I will have it linked down below. Again, it is on Facebook, but we do a book club book of the month over there. And it is coincidentally also the same book that the Homie and Homely Book Club have this month, which is by Lindsay from She Is Booked and Busy. So that book is Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. I don't know anything about this. I know it's a romantasy. I am firmly in my romantasy era this year, and so I'm super excited to get around to reading this one. The next book club is the Bob Book Club, which is hosted by Clint, Hope, and Lori. And this month, for the month of June, they will be joined by Dana as well, and they're reading Mistakes Were Made by Meryl Wisner. I don't remember her last name, but the book will obviously be somewhere up on the screen. I'm interested. I want to see. Like, obviously, I want to read a lot of queer books this month, but I'm nervous about this one because the age gap and the trope of best friend's mom. Yeah, that's making me a little scared, but we'll see if I get around to it and if I end up enjoying it. The next one is Fiction Falls, which is hosted by Clint and Amanda, and they have slotted in to read Heaven Official's Blessing. It's so funny because for my birthday, I took a trip to Barnesy and I saw this book with sprayed edges. I did watch the announcement video prior to this, but I did not remember that this was the book. And so when I went back to check for my June hopefuls list, I realized this was a book and I almost bought it. And now I'm like, damn, I should have bought it because it's kind of hard to get my hands on any other way. So I don't know if I'll get around to reading this one, but I do know that it is a male, I believe, romance. So super intrigued. Hopefully I can find a way to grab this one this month. And the last, not book club, but read along that I want to mention that I will be participating in is the Osman Along, which is also hosted by the same peeps over at Bob Book Club, Hope, Clint, and Lori. They are reading all of Alice Oseman's backlist. I am behind because I was supposed to read Heartstopper Volume 1 or reread it last month and I did not. So this month I plan to do Volume 1 and 2. Again, everybody and everything that I have mentioned will be linked down below, as well as all of the announcements, graphics, discords, whatever needs to be will be in the description box. Well, let's move on to the Thrills and Chills bingo board for Camp Nightmare. I'm so excited. I'm gonna move over a little bit, have it slotted up on the screen, and give me 1 second. Okay, because I have the prompts written down in my notebook, but I have them written down as what they mean. And on the board, as you can see, they have like cute, fun names. So I have to keep referencing back. So if I'm looking down, just know that's what I'm doing. So for the first prompt, which is tie dye, that is to read a book with your favorite color somewhere on the cover. I have two options for this because I'm back and forth. One of the options is When He Was Wicked by Julia Quinn, which is the next book that I have to read in the Bridgerton series. But the other option I have is Strawberried Alive by Jen McKinley. The reason this one is like a tentative is one, because it fits the theme of reading thrillers and mysteries better. But I am not on this book yet in the Cozy series. So depending on when I get to the one prior to this, which is the one that I am supposed to read next, will determine whether or not I read this one for this prompt instead of the Bridgerton one. But those are my two options because red is my favorite color. And for Strawberry Alive, it has my favorite color red and my second favorite color blue on the cover. The next prompt is Friendship Bracelets, and that is to read a book with a friend group. And for this, I am slotting in, I know this is one of Dana's fave thriller authors, and that is One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus. Again, this is just something that I heard about from Dana and Clint as well. I know they did like a whole read along of reading her backlist. And so I'm super excited to finally be getting around to picking up something by her. Prompt is Emergency Contact, and that is to read a book by an author that you've read from before. For this, I've slotted in Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. Again, this is a reread for me, and it's perfect because I am behind. So I need to pick this up so that I can get to volume 2 and catch up on the Osmond along. The next prompt is Field Day, and this is to do a summer activity. So anything that I do that I could count as a summer activity during the month of June will be counted towards this prompt. The next prompt is Pajama Party, and that is to read a cozy mystery. Hope I'm getting this right because I have them written down separately. I'm kind of scared that I'm fucking this up. But anyway, to read a cozy mystery, and for that I have slotted in the book in the Jen McKinley series that I am on, and that is For Better or Worse. The next prompt is Mess Hall, and that is to have your favorite snack during the month. Hopefully, I can get me some custard or some ice cream because that is my favorite snack. If I can't, we'll settle for second best, something chocolate, you know? Then we have Relay Race, which is to read a book with a dual timeline. And for this, I've slotted in The Lake of Lost Girls. This is one that I picked or heard about because of Dana. I know nothing about it, but I'm intrigued. I am very much intrigued to read this one. The next one is Remote Location. Okay, I hope the angle didn't change too much and that I remember what the hell I was talking about because my phone ran out of storage. But I think I said that I will be reading the guest list for the remote location prompt, which I believe is a retreat setting. The next prompt is Cabin Buddies, and that is to read a buddy read. And for this, I chose the group book, which is Hunted by Darcy Coates. The next prompt is Year Two, which is to read something that surrounds the word two, the number two, the second group book. You know, you could read anything that has to do with two, basically. And for this, I have slotted in, who's surprised, Heartstopper Volume 2, because I need to read it. The next prompt is Ghost Stories, and that is to read something paranormal. And for this, I chose a paranormal romance. I'm super nervous about this one, but I have slotted in Dark Lover by J.R. Ward because I know this was a staple back in the day, and I just want to see what it's giving. Like I said, I'm in my romantasy era. This one's again leaning paranormal, but I have read quite a few vampire romances, and I've really enjoyed them. So I'm intrigued. The next prompt is show and tell, and that is something true crime. So you can read a true crime, watch a true crime, or listen to a true crime podcast. And for this, I think I will be doing the podcast option just because it is easiest for me. I have had a bad couple of months, definitely depleting in my reading. So I'm just trying to get this board blacked out with one thing per prompt and also, make it work for me. So the next prompt is Day on the Lake, and that is to read something with water on the cover. And for this, I have slotted in All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham, I believe. I know everybody raves about A Flicker in the Dark, but this one is the one that I can get on audio. And y'all know, once the audio took over my body, it's a curse, okay? I don't want to read physically. There are very few things that I can like that I have the wherewithal to do that with anymore. So I slotted in this one instead, and maybe I'll get to A Flicker in the Dark if I end up enjoying this one. The next one is Camp Counselor, and that is to read a book with an authority figure. And for this, I slotted in a romance so that I can, have breaks in between the cozies and the thrillers. And that is Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. I have been on a Sarah Adams journey with Dana, and this is the book that we're up to. We read the cheat sheet, the rule book, and I just read When in Rome in the month of May. So this is the one that I will be reading in June. The next one is Icebreaker, and that is to read a new to you author. And for this, I slotted in A Deadly Inside Scoop. I don't remember the author, of course, but I have had this on my want to read on Goodreads for a while, and it's a cozy mystery. Like, come on now. The next one is Stargazing, and that is to read a book with the night sky on the cover. And for this, I slotted in Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekalak. I'm hoping to get the audio and read along with this one because I believe it has pictures on the inside. So I think a little immersion experience will be fun. And I know that Dana is also reading this one. So hopefully we can chat about it. The next one is Summer Love, and that is to read a romantic suspense. And for this, I am hopefully praying that finally I will get to read Butcher and Blackbird. And you want to know why? Because I finally got it on audio. It was on the 2-for-1 credit sale in the month of May. And so this was one of the ones I picked up because I need to get to it. I need to stop stalling. Everybody loves it, talks about it. Really, it's my time to shine, okay? I need to get to it. The next one is morning announcements, and that is to read in audio. And I'm hoping to slot in Shield of Sparrows here, which is again the book club for my Facebook group as well as Lindsay's. The next one is Campfire Stories, and that is to attend sprints. And today is actually June 1st, which means I attended first day sprints for camp already. And so this one is technically ticked off while I'm filming. Next one is First Time Camper, and that is to read a YA. And for this one, I'm sliding in a nice short novella, and that is Destroy Me by Tahira Mafi, because I just started the Shadow Me series. Yes, I am on this long ass journey now, but it was so, so good, and I'm so excited to continue. I believe this novella is in Warner's POV, so but I'm intrigued. I really want to see where this series takes me, and so yeah, that's the one I'm sliding in for YA. The next one is Camp Champs, and that is to treat yourself. And again, this one is one that I have already ticked off because it is June 1st, and I went ahead and bought myself a special edition of Between the Pines. I'll put a picture up here, but when it comes, it will be glorious. This is from a subscription box that I skip quite often, but when they do a book that I want, need, have to have, best believe I'm buying it. And so this one is a cowboy romance, rancher's daughter. Yeah, need I say more? Honestly, I'm just gonna put the picture up here with all the tropes, and you're gonna see. You need it too. The next one is Scavenger Hunt, and this one I won't be doing until I'm ready to fulfill this prompt because I want, it to be accurate to the time that I pick what it is. The next one is Legacy Camper, and that is to read a book that you've been meaning to read. And for this one, I'm putting The Locked Door by Frida McFadden because I was supposed to read it last month, and then I didn't, obviously. But it has been on my radar for quite some time now because one of my besties, Katie, absolutely loves this book, and she said it is one of her favorite Frida McFadden books. So I'm intrigued because I read Never Lie and I really enjoyed it, and I want to see if this one tops that one. And the last prompt on the board is Nature Walk, and that is to read a book with nature on the cover. And for this one, I have slotted in a book that I only own physically, so wish me luck. Again, all of these are not set in stone, wherever the wind takes me this month, but this is what I plan to read, and that is The Hollow Inside, which is by Brooke Lauren Davis. And the reason that I really want to read this is because I read After Dark with Roxy Clark for one of Dana's other readathons. I can't remember if it was Stay Spookyathon or last year's Camp Nightmare, but I absolutely love that book. And then I put this book on my wish list because it is by the same author. And now I own it and I have to read it. I want to see if she continues to slap. And that is everything that I plan to read for Camp Nightmare at Lake Thrills and Chills. I am so excited to be participating for the second year in a row. I am so proud of my bestie for, you know, achieving this. Like, hello, it's a readathon. It's fucking awesome. It has merch, it has graphics, it has her. Like, what else do I have to say? So please, please, please check her out, check the channel out, check the readathon out, check everything out. I cannot stress enough that this is probably going to be the best month of my life. And so, yeah, that is Camp Nightmare at Lake Thrills and Chills. But I do really quickly want to talk about Tar, which is the amazing readathon hosted by Bree over at Four Paws in a Book. This will be the first year that I am participating in that one. I have seen it before. It's the third year that it is going around, but this year she has changed it to fantasy worlds that they will be visiting. And because of that, there will be no monetary system for how you move across the world. And that just worked better for me because I really didn't want to have to keep track of the way that I travel. And so when I saw that, I knew that I wanted to participate this year. Instead, they have power up cards. You get 5 of them and you can use them on any leg of the race to help you build your points or help you when you're submitting your books. And you'll see what I mean in just a few seconds. So for this readathon, you have 10 prompts, aka 10 legs, 10 worlds that you'll be visiting. And she gave the prompts for this one, but not the order that they will be dropping in. And then also, if you finish your prompt early, you can read side prompts, which we won't have access to until the original, like the main prompt drops. So I will be talking about the 10 main prompts, again, not in any specific order because she did not give us that, really quickly. And you're going to see some overlap here because, hello, I can't read 50,000 books in a month. So the first prompt that I have here is a cozy comfort read. And for that, I'm sliding in For Better or Worse by Jen McKinley because I absolutely love that series. I started it last year and I've been flying through it. The next prompt that I have here is a violent word in the title. And for this, I have Destroy Me slotted in by Tahira Mafi because destroy is my violent word. Then we have a book with low ratings that you think you'll still love, and that is A Deadly Inside Scoop. Again, because this is a cozy mystery, and I absolutely love those. I don't remember what rating this had on Goodreads when I checked, but I know it was less than the 3.5 that she recommended for this prompt. I want to say it was probably like a 3.2. The next one is a book set in a large city, and for this I have Butcher and Blackbird. I believe this one is set in Boston primarily, and so that is why I slided this one in. This one was pretty hard for me. If that doesn't end up working, because they do have a will this count channel on the Discord, then I will probably use one of my power ups for that one, but I have no plans to do so as of right now. The next prompt that we have here is Shorter Than Last. This one I have nothing for because, again, we don't know what order the prompts are going to be dropping, so I don't know what the last book that I will have read is. Then we have Read a Book with a Green Cover, and for this, I am going to be reading Heartstopper, Volume 1. Then we have Read a Book with an Over the Top cover, and for this, I slotted in Shield of Sparrows because look at it, it looks over the top to me. Then we have a romance. For that, I have Practice Makes Perfect. Then we have Celestial or Godly Word in the title. And for this one, I do plan on using my Power Up card. In the Discord, they said we could plan our TBRs with which leg in mind we will be using our Power Up cards. And this is the only one that I have an idea of, because I just don't really have anything on my TBR that is calling to me that has a celestial or godly word in the title. And so the power up that I'm going to be using here is to submit a book even if it doesn't fit the prompt. We get two of those, one power up to double our team and or LGBTQ plus bonus, one power up to add 100 points to the book total, and one power up to double up the page count. Actually, I lied because I do plan on using the double page count power up on the Shield of Sparrows because that is the biggest book that I have planned for this TBR. And then the last prompt that we have is to read a book with a chilling cover or winter setting. And this one I have the guest list slotted in. Another one that I was kind of on the fence about, I don't know if it counts, but if it doesn't, then I will be using my second submit a book, even if it doesn't fit the prompt for this one, because I don't have anything else that I want to read that has a chilling or winter setting. So, or chilling cover or winter setting. So that is everything that I plan to read this month. And really quickly, I want to discuss my prompt card idea with you guys so I can have some interaction and, suggestions down below in the comments. So I have this pack of prompt cards. I just got them off of Amazon and they come with their own prompts. Hold on, let me open it. And so these are what they look like. Obviously, they're not going to have everything that I want in there or everything that applies to me. So I did go ahead and go through them and take whatever out that did not apply to my reading taste or my shelves. But um, some ideas that I have are to either pick five every month or roll a dice for how many I have to pick for that month, depending on like what I'm doing. Obviously, if I had a heavy month like this where I'm doing two readathons, I probably wouldn't do roll a dice method, but those are my ideas. And then I also wanted to know if it was trashy to include my cards from my board game because I did go ahead and make all of those because they don't look like this. They're handwritten. Like, I just want to know if the deck would look out of place. But those are my ideas so far because, again, this won't have everything that I want, but I do still want a game element to my TBRs every month, just one that is easier for me to film and edit. So let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if you are going to be participating in either one or both of these readathons and what you plan on reading for them. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, sticking around, being here with me even when I go MIA. I love you guys so much. Again, don't forget to check out all the creators that I have mentioned and have things going on linked down below. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.